Hello, Oodles and Noodles, we're back yet again to explore a story, to delve into a fantasy world and geek out ensemble. That is the French word for together for those of you uncultured folks. Yeah, you should know French just because, there's only a few languages in the world where you can insult people as well as French. I mean, that's really the only purpose for the French language. Everything else about the French language sucks. It is one of the most frustrating languages to learn. Even French people struggle with it, but swearing in it, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's gorgeous. Now let's refocus. We are going to talk about an anime today. We're going to talk about that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Now you're wondering to yourself, how would someone be reincarnated as a slime? And you know what? That is one of the many questions that are not answered in this show. Maybe they're answered further on, but we are looking at season 1 today, and in season 1, there is no answers. There is just what is. So we follow our main character who, he's a regular fellow. He's of course 37, I believe, and has never had a girlfriend, is a virgin. This kind of story that when it first starts off, as a man, I'm already feeling it for this guy, but he's so mellow. He's sort of like a walking Buddhist monk. He's just wandering around, he's happy, he's satisfied in his life, he's got his friends. It doesn't matter that no one's ever touched his willy. But, on the inside, I'm sure there's a little boy crying. But, that's not what's shown in the anime. He's living a good life. And, unfortunately, someone comes running, pelting really, down the street with a knife, fully in stab mode. And it looks like it's aiming for him. Maybe it's aiming for his friend. We can't tell. But he gets in the way and he gets stabbed. And he dies. And that's the end of the story. That's it. No, I'm kidding. He dies and we hear a voice, a magical voice, a creature from the depths of the ether, who then starts analyzing his wounds and his thought patterns and what he's saying, and starts naming off abilities. Fire resistance, cold resistance, physical damage resistance. We're like, what the hell's happening? And then he is reawakened in another world, only to discover that he is this little slime creature, little blue thingamajiggy. And he's pretty much he's a monster, and he's in a cave. It's exciting so far. It's exciting, but give it a moment. Give it a moment to flow. So for the next episode, we see him wandering around the cave, killing stuff with the abilities he gets, because he can eat other monsters. And when he eats other monsters, he gains their abilities. He's able to analyze them using his sage mode and his predator mode. So it's basically really the cusp of our main character's abilities in the show is his ability to kind of take in other matter, analyze it, and then learn whatever it is. Now, it could be a herb, which allows him to make potions, or it could be a monster, which he can take its abilities. And that's really what drives forward our main character's OPness, just ability to just rapidly get strong, because he can just take whatever's around him, and he's pretty neutral to like damage in general. He can't really be hurt. So you can see right off the bat, the way the show is flowing, that threats in terms of combat are not really something we're ever going to worry about. And you would hope, you would think that the storyline would at least bring in characters that are so much more powerful than him, that then there would be a threat. But unfortunately, the biggest fault, which I'm going to start off with just saying, because I like OP characters. I enjoyed Overlord, which I haven't done a review of yet, but I will. Like, there's a way to do OP characters that are fun, that you still feel a threat. I mean, One Punch Man is a perfect example. He literally, the whole premise of the show is that he kills everything in one punch, and yet still combat scenes are phenomenal. They're extremely fun, and there does still feel like there's a threat to a certain degree. You feel the strength of the other characters. Um, Unfortunately, the way this anime is built is sort of like a fun, just jolly adventure that's coming along, and the way that they do that is by literally handing our main character everything. There's no story. I mean, there is a story. Obviously, he's meeting other characters, he's even developing his own nation at certain points, but there's no real story per se. It's just he randomly meets people, a little bit of stuff happens, and then everybody's friends after. He's just, oh, new people come in. Oh, they're strong. Oh, they're my friends now. Oh, new people come in. Oh, they're going to attack us. Oh, I beat them easily. Oh, it's okay. They're my friends now. And now I make them stronger. It's one recycled idea that just continuously just comes in. Enemy? Oh, enemy's my friend now. Enemy? Oh, I beat the enemy in 2 seconds. Enemy? It just keeps going and going. And it's the same thing with his nation building. It's, oh, I need this. Oh, there it is. Oh, I need this person to help me out. Oh, there's a person who can do it and help me out. It's not like stories develop where there's difficulty in trying to know. It's literally right after. As soon as they need something, oh, they find it 20 minutes later. And that unfortunately takes away from everything. It's pleasurable. Don't get me wrong. This is still an enjoyable series to watch when you just want to pass the time, but that's literally all it is. All that there is something to pass the time with, because there is no challenge, there is no difficulty, there is no suspense, there's no mystery. And what mystery there is, you sort of forget about right off the bat, because it doesn't serve any purpose to the story, it doesn't serve anything, and your main character is so laissez-faire, like he just lets everything kind of flow past you, that there's no even interest really in the world. Our main character doesn't show any kind of excitement to the fact that he's in a fantasy world. He just kind of takes it. It's just like, oh, I guess I'm here, and then that's it. Which completely pulls us out of the, oh my god, this is incredible. Like, you're a slime, and there's all these things happening, and he's just kind of bleh, just kind of bleh. There's even the fun that's there is more so the fact that there's so many different characters and so many different races that are being kind of shown to us so rapidly, that you know, it's kind of fun to go along and see what's going to happen next, but you don't really care about the story. None of the side characters matter at all. First of all, because there's way too many of them. You're constantly introduced to side characters that stay along. And second, they don't really have personalities. They're just like one-sided caricatures of whatever it is they're supposed to be. You're a fighter, you're a fighter. Oh, you're the ninja kind of guy. You're ninjas. And every female is just there for ecchi. It's just, they're dull. They're boring. There's not a single. Well, to be fair, there's one female character who gets introduced who actually has some personality and has some development and has some really interesting storyline behind her, and they're gone within like 10 seconds. So again, it's even when the storyline kind of shows us someone with a backstory that might be fascinating to go through, they leave, they're gone, it's over. So you know, it's really, really rough with the story. The only thing I can say as I said before, is that it's a fun story. Even the action, I mean, there's no real challenge to the action. You don't have to really think, oh my God, our characters are going to lose, anything like that. But it is fun to see. Aesthetically, visually, it's just really well done. There's a lot of different magics being used. There's a lot of combat scenes that are actually flow pretty well. So you should check it out just because it's worth a watch just once. But don't come to this show expecting storyline. Don't expect yourself to be introduced to a bunch of characters that have depth to them. There's no depth. At least, even when there is, it's there for a moment, and then they become just these people who happen to be there. At least in my opinion. I mean, I've seen shows follow this same train of thought, this same kind of our characters OP, they pop up into a new world, and it's just been done so much better in other anime. Overlord is a perfect example for me. I mean, Overlord just manages to mesh so many different things and actually make you enjoy it, even though there's ridiculousness in it, and there's a lot of idiocy and things don't make sense. The OP-ness and the fact that the storyline is kind of like allowing them to have whatever they want doesn't lose its interestingness just because of that. Whereas in this show, it's just kind of like everything is so easily handed to them, and it's so just just kind of whatever, that you don't really get drawn in for the story. You get drawn in because it's just like fun. It's just fun to watch. So that's really my big takeaway. Just have fun with it because this is a fun anime, but don't expect anything of any substance whatsoever. At least in season 1. There is a season 2 that came out. It is very possible that they're starting to add depth in season 2. So I will check that out. I will see what happens. But I definitely was not impressed in any shape or form by the first season of this show. And, you know, kind of irritates me that shows like this get season 2s and 3s, but yet Berserk, never got a season 2. It got a remake. Does that ever make any sense to anyone? Berserk got redone in a film. And then, or actually, wait, did they continue it in season 2? Maybe I'm completely screwing myself over in this. Did they continue Berserk for a season 2 after the films came out? I don't even know. Because just the fact that they remade the films just annoyed me instead of just continuing season 2 of the anime. I don't know, granted, there's loads of other anime that only got one season and then never got a season 2 that had phenomenally better stories than this one. So that's the frustration with shows in general. I mean, it's not just anime. There are so many things that just don't get a season 2 because ratings don't get high enough or whatever the logic is behind it. And other shows that are just, I mean, for Christ's sake, we have to go into the film realm. What is there, like 5 Sharknadoes? How does that make any sense? There are films that were pretty good, or pretty fun, or had the potential to be really, really improved for a part 2 and a part 3. But they never did. But yet we have like 4 or 5 Sharknado films. It is literally a tornado with sharks in it, and it's horrible, and somehow we have multiple of them, but others we don't. This bothers me. Sorry for the rant. All right. So check it out. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. And have a great day. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves. Farewell.